Hello everybody and welcome back to MJ's Pulls. In this video I'm going to be going over the 5 main reasons why I jumped back into Pokemon collecting and the hobby, and why I believe those 5 reasons are why a lot of people jump back into the hobby and are collecting again. I'm going to start right off the bat. I'm going to jump right into the video. The first main point, which I believe is the most valuable point, the most weighted point, is connection. What connects you to the cards? Is it the anime? Is it the artwork? What is it? I will be talking about, a few other points that kind of tie into this as well. But what drew you back in? Is it the storytelling in the cards? Is it the storytelling with, again, an anime, a movie, a family member, whatever it is, right? The artwork, right? The artwork's huge for me. That's a lot of the reason why I jump back in. I want to start with this stack right here. Squirtle is a beloved Pokemon, someone who is loved deeply. I love Squirtle a ton. One of my favorite Pokemon. But this card, with being such a valuable card to a lot of people, and a Pokemon, the Pokemon is what draws that connection, what builds that connection with the person. You pick and choose your favorite Pokemon, and then you jump towards them. You collect around that, right? So if there's a chase card, like in 151, you got the Squirtle on the beach. You have the Wartortle in the water, getting a little deeper, maybe near the reef, and then you have the Blastoise deep in the water, all grown up. If you have something like this is something to chase for someone who's a fan of Squirtle's evolution line. And again, they're beautiful artworks. They're amazing. This is a great, short, quick story of a growth of a Pokemon in its natural habitat. It's very cool to see, and the connection, again, is not just with one card, one Pokemon, but if you love Squirtle, you're probably gonna go, man, I want my Squirtle grown up as well, right? I want to see it grow up and where it goes. It's so cool to see that. So that's the first part, which is connection and storytelling, right? But then you got artwork, and again, we'll talk about connection again, because connection for me, if you've watched some of my other videos, Raichu's my favorite Pokemon. And in Paldea Evolved, there is one Raichu that I pulled on this channel. Watch that video. It's awesome. It took me forever to pull him though. But this card, right? This card, a friend showed me this. He has it, my best friend, and he has this card. And I'm like, this is cool. I love that. Like that I saw it and I was like, man, this card really is like grabbed my attention here. Raichu's my favorite Pokemon. Like I was gonna get him no matter what. It was a must, and I just started collecting it, and I was like, no, like I need this card. There's so much connection. I always thought Ash should evolve his Pikachu. I always thought Raichu should have a bigger part in the show and in Pokemon collecting in general, but I had to have it. And the card tells a story. He's chilling. He's laying on the bed, right? And it could be his trainer's bed. It could be him, and it's got these little sparks. It's just so cool. I love it. I love the artwork, and but again, this is something that I had to chase. I had to grab. I needed it. It was a must-have for me. And this is something that, again, with storytelling and connection, I connected to this immediately. So again, a draw, something that brought me back into Pokemon collecting, and probably brought a lot of, maybe not this card specifically, but a card definitely brought you back in, or a set, right? Like 151, which again, that definitely happened for me. 151 is definitely the start. The next point, number 2, value. The value could mean 2 things: like actual money and investing in the cards, or value in terms of what does it mean to you, right? What does that $1 card mean to you? What does that that ripped up card mean to you? The beat up card. It doesn't matter. It could mean a lot more to you than it does to someone else, because it has sentimental value. Pokemon even tries to add value as much as they can. And in these cards, this stack here, I want to show you some simple EX cards that are changing a little bit in these past couple sets. In Stellar Crown and Surging Sparks, you have these rainbow EXs that just, Pokemon doesn't have to do this, but they are. And they're sprucing up EXs a bit. These are some chase cards for some people, like that Pikachu. A lot of people love that card. And the Ceruledge is one of my favorites in the whole set. Not just EX, like the actual card. Like, this is such a cool card. And Pokemon adding value like this to the sets really bumps the set up. Pokemon's adding value in multiple ways, like those EX cards, adding the rainbow, the Terra borders. They don't have to do things like that, but they're trying to be a little different. They're trying to add as much value as possible to the cards, and if they could even add value to some EX cards, some simple, pulls, that would mean a lot. They're also adding value to storytelling in cards again, and I'm going to jump back to 151 one more time. You have the Alakazam here, which one of my favorite arts, top 3 favorite arts of all time, next to that Raichu. I love the Raichu so much. But this Alakazam is right up there, and it's just Alakazam in, I guess, a lab, maybe his lab, or maybe it's his trainer's kitchen, or just messing some stuff up, training and looking at how to move the spoons a specific way. I'm not sure, but what's going on there. But he's testing some stuff out. He's studying, and he's making things happen, which just such a beautiful art. And you never see Alakazam like this, right? So it means a lot when a card like this comes out, and it's a beloved Pokemon like Alakazam from the original Pokemon 151 Pokemon, which is fantastic. And you have a Pikachu card, which just is insane. It just has so many Pokemon in it, and they did it so perfectly. Like, they just shed light on, like, of course Pikachu's the spotlight, right? And this is Pokemon in a nutshell. Pikachu's the spotlight, but look at who shares this card with him. Growlithe, Butterfree, you got the Nidoran, both in the top there. You have a Blastoise, ridiculous, right there, his back's there. You got the Slowpoke, the Mr. Mime, you got the Psyduck on the left, and you got the Gengar and Jigglypuff. And then, again, Pikachu's in the middle. He's got the spotlight, but he's not, afraid to share it with the Pidgey up there either. Very cool card, and something that, again, tells a story, builds a lot of value to a lot of people. Like, they're going to be like, this is, perfect Pikachu card. This is literally a perfect Pikachu card. It's not just Pikachu on its own, or it just has a lot more value to a lot of people. If you like Gengar and you like Pikachu, this is cool. If you like Growlithe, he's in it. So it's a very cool card, and again, builds value on its own, just by itself. So very cool. And then you have something like a Dragonair, right? It doesn't have a lot of Pokemon. It doesn't have a lot happening in it either. It's just Dragonair floating around, right, underneath a bridge. But it's just beautiful. They have a gorgeous railing over here. They have the steps to the car, to the bridge. They have some balloons, I believe, or some petals right down here. And then Dragonair looks beautiful in the water there, and just gorgeous card. And you gotta think, something like this, right? If you love Dragonair, there's so much value in this, because Dragonair is a spotlight. It's a full art card. There's a lot of beautiful artwork going for it, and Pokemon's clearly valuing making sure the artwork is beautiful, right? And making sure that this card it is valuable to somebody, right? When they pull it, does it mean anything, right? Or is it just Dragonair standing there? Like the original sets, sometimes it was just like the card's just there. He's just the Pokemon's just sitting there. This is different, right? And sorry for the second point. Value is just huge, and you build value yourself, right? Whether it's something you like, whether it's something you don't like, but you got the EX cards that they're building up with the rainbow borders. And I do want to kind of touch on that one more time. I do have one final piece for this section here, but you have the Pikachu and the Terapagos EX here, and this one's got the white background, right? Crystallized, looks beautiful. So I want to get in focus there. There you go. Gorgeous card. Rainbow border, something really different, something that they're not doing. A lot of that is refreshed. This one has terrible centering with the top and the bottom, but it's still a beautiful card. And Pikachu's fantastic, right? But this changes things. It makes people want to get the card a bit more, right? The value of the rainbow card, right? That's so cool. It's different. And then the rainbow, full card, not just the border, is, it's a chase card for a lot of sets right now. You have the Pikachu in Surging Sparks, and then you have this in Stellar Crown. Just amazing cards, and great way to build value, which, is that rainbow border, and kind of change things up. So beautiful stuff there. For the third point, we have interest and community. What I mean by interest and community is, interest is are you interested in the set? It's very simple, very basic, right? Are you drawn to it, right? But also a lot of interest comes from the community. Sometimes a set doesn't draw your eye, it doesn't catch your eye at the beginning, and then all of a sudden the community's jumping on it. They want it. They're like, oh my god, like this set is the set to get. And you're like, oh man, maybe I should check it out. And then you find something you like, right? So a lot of the time, that's what draws you back in. That draws you back into a set that you probably thought you weren't going to spend any money on. So interest in community, it's something that has done a lot for me. It's I would say community brought me back into Pokemon 151, and then interest, right? Like, oh my god, that's the original Pokemon. Holy cow, all these memories start coming back, and I'm like, Blastoise is in there. There isn't a cool Raichu card. I'm super sad about that, but other than that, Charizard's amazing. You got the storytelling through the cards, through the secret arts and the secret rares, really cool. The illustration rares. So interest in community. Community is huge with Pokemon. Community is half the reason why a lot of people, are still in it as well, because their friends are still in it, right? And you do it together, and you collect together, and you trade, right? You trade together. That means a lot to a lot of people. The vendor POV videos, guys, where people are buying and selling. There's just a huge community that wants to show love, that wants to help, and that wants to collect together. Which that togetherness it's unbreakable with Pokemon. So moving on, that's that third piece that, again, helped me come back into Pokemon, and I know has helped a lot of people. The community, the interest, huge. Number 4, every set is different. Every set is different, and I'm going to go over here. I have some cards that are, they're really different in terms of there's only a couple sets that have baby shinies in them, or shinies in general. But you have, Paldean Fates, which has the Voltorb, the Charmeleon, the Snorlax, the Riolu. These are just some pulls I got actually recently. The Mew EX, which is beautiful, the Noivern EX, Gardevoir, and then this like crazy Ting-Lu EX, which is like green. But every set is different. Like, when do you see these in every set? Like, you don't. Like, super cool. You don't see shinies in every set like this. And like this, right? And when every set's different, it just means that there's gonna be something new, right? There's gonna be something new to collect in every set, which, again, some might draw you in, some might not. Some people were like, okay, I don't care about shinies, like, leave me alone. I don't care about this set. But then, what if they have one card that's, you're in love with? That's like, okay, maybe I'll jump in and try to get that card, or try to just buy that one card. But some people are like, you know what? I need all those shinies, and I wanna get them all. So every set is different, and they keep changing. Like, just like those rainbow borders, it's like, these are not the same, right? They're not from the same set. So when they start differentiating, and then if you look at cards from, a couple years ago, 10 years ago, it's changed a lot. Pokemon has changed, and they keep adapting, and they keep changing to the market, which is very cool, and it keeps people engaged. Engagement's the overarching piece to these 5 pieces, and I'm engaged now, but you got to jump back in, right, with these 5 pieces that really clicked with me to be engaged. So the 5th piece and final piece is nostalgia. We're all probably sitting there going, of course, what? Nostalgia. And if you're a young, and if you're someone who's 10 years old, 8 years old, 15 years old, when in 10 years from now, you're going to be doing this. You're going to be going, oh man, I love, the Scarlet Violet base set. I need to collect that, right? Like I want to go back and grab those cards. I want to grab Temporal Forces, or Twilight Masquerade, or Paldean Fate, whatever it is. And one set that got me feeling crazy nostalgic was Pokemon 151. That did it for me. Pokemon 151, seeing these 2 promo cards was madness. When I say madness, like, I was like, must have. I need those. Like, get in my binder right now. Beautiful cards, and 2 Pokemon, Mew and Mew. Let me talk for a second. Let me explain this. Mew and Mewtwo, when I was growing up, were like sacred. Like, when the movie came out, when the cards came out, there was a promo card, the Ancient Mew card. When those happened, when that was all happening, it was like they weren't just like legendary Pokemon. They were sacred, right? They were Pokemon you don't see a lot in the shows. You don't see a lot you know, all the time, right? But they just meant so much when you did see them. So for the Pokemon 151 Premium Collection, which I have a ton of boxes behind me there, if you can see that, I had to get some. I had to you know, jump back in and collect, and then I actually ended up having it. I have a reverse holo master set of Pokemon 151, and I'm super blessed to do that. But like I have promos there. Here, they're always on my desk. I love these cards. There's also a gold metal card that comes with it, but this brought me back to those times where Mew and Mewtwo were sacred. Like, they meant so much. Again, I'm kind of sad that there wasn't a promo, like, premium card for Raichu in 151. Maybe they, who knows? Maybe they'll come out with one. That'd be really cool. But these cards, like this Mew, is gotta be one of the best Mew cards. It's just ridiculous. And it's a promo in English, and I think you have to pull it in Japanese. But yeah, guys, these are the 5 things, and nostalgia is huge. I really think that played a big part as well. And I just think it means a lot to a lot of people. Pokemon, whether you're older, younger, you have a memory of Pokemon in your life, right? And whether that brings you into the trading card game or not, it plays a part for sure. So whether one of them is weighted more, guys, these 5 points, or one isn't, it's up to you. Whatever, you know, whatever brought you back in, whatever draws you back in. My biggest point is the engagement, but also the fun that Pokemon brings. We all love Pokemon. It draws us in. You know, you might like one Pokemon more. You might have a favorite here or there. Like mine's Raichu. I love the Raichu cards that are in some sets. I have, you know, the Rainbow Raichu, where it's like the 2 of them, the 2 different Raichus together. Very cool card. But whatever draws you back in, whatever's brought you back in, enjoy it, have fun, and keep collecting. There's so much happening. Pokemon is booming. I don't know if I jumped back in at the right time or what's happening, but there's just so many back-to-back sets like that are coming out that are just going to be so big, and I'm excited. I'm all for it. I'm ready for the ride, and I hope you're there with me and watching these videos and liking and subscribing as much as you can. I appreciate everybody who shares the video, who shoots me a message, leaves a comment. It means a lot. I'll be having a lot more unboxing videos. I have the that Surging Sparks tin, which is super cool. I love that, and I'll be opening up a bunch of more stuff, guys. But I appreciate you so much. Thank you. If you resonated with one of these 5 pieces, please leave it in the comments. Let me know which one really settled with you and hit home. But I appreciate you guys. You take care. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.